And tonight we'll be looking at Liverpool's summer transfer window so far. The Reds have been quite active in this window, completing 2 major deals already and extending the contracts of 2 of their key stars, Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. Manager Arne Slot has made it clear that he wants to bring in around 5 or 6 new faces at Anfield ahead of the 2025-2026 season, and they're well on their way to achieving that target. So let's take a look at the confirmed deals, the nearly completed deals, and also the potential incoming and outgoing transfers at Liverpool. All right, let's start off with the confirmed and nearly completed deals. And first up is Jeremie Frimpong. The right back will join Liverpool on July 1st when his contract at Bayer Leverkusen expires, and he's already undergone a medical at the club and agreed personal terms. He's not going to be short of options, though, as both Manchester United and Barcelona were interested in him too, but it looks like he's decided to join Liverpool, where he'll be reunited with his former youth team boss at Manchester City, Barry Murphy. His arrival will provide stiff competition for Calvin Ramsey, and he's likely to be the replacement for Trent Alexander-Arnold, who has officially joined Real Madrid after running down his contract at Liverpool. The second confirmed deal of the summer is an incoming one, but it's actually an outgoing deal masquerading as an incoming one. This is because Liverpool have recalled Sepp van den Berg from his loan spell at Aberdeen. Now don't worry, I haven't forgotten about him. I've mentioned him in my previous videos, including the one I did on Harvey Elliott, and he was ever so close to joining Aberdeen permanently earlier this month too. But the move fell through due to a disagreement between the 2 clubs over the player's valuation. However, he'll now remain at Liverpool after impressing during his season-long loan at Pittodrie, and manager Jurgen Klopp is said to be keen to integrate him into the senior squad next season. In fact, in a recent press conference, Klopp labeled him as a real talent. We'll see whether he does get a chance in the first team next season or whether he gets sent out on loan again. But either way, he's officially back at Liverpool. The third piece of business that Liverpool have done this summer is none other than the contract renewal of Egyptian king Mohamed Salah. He's now signed a new long-term deal at Anfield that will keep him there until 2027. It seems like he could have even signed a longer deal if he wanted to, but at his advanced age, this probably makes sense for all parties involved. Both Salah and Liverpool were previously locked in talks over a new contract last summer, but those discussions were put on the back burner as the club focused on appointing a new manager and getting the ball rolling with their rebuild. Now, though, those talks have restarted and eventually led to a successful conclusion with the player committing his long-term future to the club. Manager Arne Slot spoke highly of the 41-year-old and said he's looking forward to working with him next season. As for the fourth bit of business, Liverpool have also managed to convince captain Virgil van Dijk to sign a new deal at the club. Like Mo Salah, he'll now stay at Anfield until 2027. And once again, both parties could have pushed for an even longer deal, but this still represents good business for Liverpool. Van Dijk has been at Liverpool since January of 2018, initially joining from Southampton for a then world record fee of £75 million. Since then, he's been arguably the best centre-back in the Premier League, and his leadership qualities have helped transform Liverpool from a very good team into a title-winning one. With the new deal, he'll be 38 years old at the end of it, so he might just play his last few seasons at Liverpool. Now that we've covered the confirmed deals, let's move on to the potential deals that Liverpool are working on. And first up is Bayer Leverkusen attacking midfielder Florian Wirtz. One of the hottest young talents in Europe, Wirtz is out of contract in June 2025, and he's been heavily linked with a move away from the Bay Arena, with both Liverpool and Bayern Munich chasing his signature. Now, reports in Germany claim that he's decided to leave the club this summer, and according to Sky Sports, Liverpool and Bayern are his 2 most likely destinations. Bayer Leverkusen sporting director Simon Kerling recently told Sky Germany that he believes Wirtz will join Liverpool. And if that does happen, then he'll likely be one of Liverpool's main attacking midfielders for the next decade. Another player who could join Liverpool this summer is Eintracht Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike. Apparently, Liverpool are considering the 21-year-old as a potential backup or even a replacement for Darwin Núñez, whose future at Liverpool is uncertain. The Athletic reports that he's attracting interest from multiple Premier League clubs and could be on the move this summer. If that does happen, then Ekitike is more than capable of replacing Núñez. In 33 appearances across all competitions for Eintracht Frankfurt last season, he scored 19 goals and provided 3 assists. Now, before we move on to the other potential ins and outs, we've got to mention that Liverpool are also in talks with two fullbacks, both left-footed fullbacks. One is Milos Kerkez, who currently plays for Bournemouth, and the other is Renan Lendes, who plays for Sporting CP. First up is Milos Kerkez. The 20-year-old is coming off the back of an impressive season at Bournemouth, having played 40 times for the Cherries and scoring 4 goals. Despite his impressive performances, he couldn't help Steve Cooper's side from getting relegated, and they've since been slapped with a transfer embargo. This means that they can't sell any players, nor can they sign any players, so if they want to make money, they'll need to get creative with how they circumvent the ban. Nevertheless, it's believed that Liverpool are monitoring him as they seek to bolster their options at left back. Now, what's interesting is that Liverpool are also keeping tabs on Sporting CP's Renan Lendes, who plays on the opposite side. Reports claim that they are also interested in FC Porto's 22-year-old Mehdi Jeremie and Galatasaray's 26-year-old Sergio Oliveira. As for who they might sell, Liverpool won't be making any major sales this summer unless someone like Darwin Núñez forces a move away. They've been heavily linked with selling Harvey Elliott, but that seems unlikely now as he's impressed the new manager in training. There were also reports that they would listen to offers for James Milner, but given his versatility and experience, I think he'll remain at the club. We also can't forget Curtis Jones, who's been frozen out at the club for the better part of this season. Many thought that he would leave in January, but he stayed, and he's now back training with the first team. I do believe that he could still leave the club this summer, but not necessarily on a permanent deal. Instead, I think he could go out on loan for the season. So that's a look at Liverpool's summer transfer window so far. As you can see, they're looking to improve their squad by bringing in several players. Whether they're able to do that remains to be seen.